What's one chopper ride cost a patient?
I mean, usually the insurance gets billed. We try not to
Of course.
like $40,000, $50,000.
One ride is $40,000 or $50,000. Holy moly.
I mean, it's an expensive operation if you think about it.
I understand. Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show. Hello and welcome to Tosh Show. I'm Daniel Tosh. How are you doing this morning, Eddie?
Pretty good there, Daniel. How are you?
Good. I'm doing great. I was listening to Dead-Eye Dick this morning, as I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Such an underrated band. I mean, sure, they've got the one song, New Age Girl. She don't like meat, but she sure like the bone. I mean, but once you get deeper, you're like, oh, this band was on to something. When's the last time you heard New Age Girl?
I mean, maybe that was my first time. I'm not familiar with this band.
You're not familiar with New Age Girl?
No, not at all.
She don't eat meat, but she sure like the bone.
I'm definitely checking it out on the ride home.
You kidding me? Eddie doesn't know New Age Girl.
There we go.
Wow. Now, I don't know if you'd call Dead-Eye Dick a one-hit wonder, but that one hit was a grand slam walk-off in the World Series, if you ask me. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. How about you?
It was a long weekend. You know, as we know,
right.
It was Labor Day / Memorial Day. Nobody ever knows which one it is. So 3 days. But my wonderful manager of 20-some years got married this weekend. And to say that it was an elaborate affair would be an understatement. Now, I don't go to a lot of weddings, mainly because I don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was this different? I mean, I had a lot of the anxiety. I was fueling up on Imodium, preparing for the inevitable. Where's the bathroom run? But no, I handled it. It was in our neck of the woods. They rented the Dick Clark estate. Wow, that place is beautiful. What a driveway! Holy cow!
Driveway.
I mean, beautiful. I love a beautiful driveway, but you go back there, meandering, just the whole thing. Everybody that spoke, and the wedding was funny because she obviously is in the comedy business, and I thought that was enjoyable. I thought it went over really well. And then, the reception afterwards, the speeches went on too long, per usual. I always just think back to when I gave a speech at my brother's wedding. It was like, oh, he's a great guy. Cheers. I felt like that's all people really wanted. Let's go. But anyway, this was the fanciest wedding I've ever been to in my life. I can't even guess what they spent. If you told me it cost 7 figures, I'd be like, yeah, I believe it.
Mm.
It made me think, oh, wow, I'm paying too much in commission. How many people are there? My guess is maybe 200. There's at least 75 staff members. They brought things out all in unison, even if it was like a table of 40 people. The food, the staff. I got salsa on my jacket immediately. Well, they had John and Vinny's mozzarella sticks came around. I grabbed one, scooped it instantly, sauce down my jacket.
I mean, we've heard about the mozzarella sticks. What about the dinner?
Oh, the dinner. You had 2 options, a striped sea bass or a fillet. I did the fish. But then there was also like some shareables that came to the table. It was like a pasta. And nobody wanted that. So I just ate out of the bowl. I just can't. I said, nobody wants this? Fine. I kept it next to me and I just ate. Let me tell you about the desserts, and that will probably give you a scope of the wedding. For starters, they had someone walking around immediately with the cake. They had multiple different kinds of cake, but that was the main wedding cake. And they had a candy store set up where you would get bags and fill it up with whatever candy you wanted. And they had all kinds of fun candy cigarettes, the whole packs. So there was also a cookie station, just tons of different kinds of cookies. There was an ice cream truck there, so you could get ice cream. This is all in addition to the cakes.
Good Lord.
Yeah, exactly. I have to find out the number.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I got to finally meet Nathan Fielder.
Oh.
And that was delightful. And then here's what my wife says to me after our interaction. She goes, who would guess that you're the more awkward person in a social setting? And I'm like, whoa, that's not fair. I did my best. He's hysterical. But anyway. Yeah, I always meet people that are really interesting. And then my wife nudges me and like, you've known this person for 12 years. My wife is like, what's his name? From Veep.
Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Gary.
Bagman.
Gary. She's just in my ear. You've known this person for 20 years. You know his wife. You know his kids. Okay, go.
Did you get a gift?
I didn't do a gift. You have 1 year from the wedding date to buy a gift. Normally I cut a check, but I feel like that's not going to work with her because our relationship is so long. I think I have to do something. I'll probably end up doing like a hotel stay.
Mm-hmm.
Get her a hotel stay at Great Wolf Lodge or something.
That's nice. There you go.
That's that hotel that smells like chlorine because it's attached to an indoor water park. I think she'd love that. Rent the whole place out. I mean, I don't know what it costs to rent the whole Great Wolf Lodge out. Probably what she paid for in appetizers. If I write a check, how much do I have to give as a gift? What are your thoughts?
$1,500?
$1,500?
Oh, $7,500.
$7,500?
Yeah.
John's insane.
You're nuts.
500.
Okay, so Pete thinks 500, Eddie thinks 1,500, and John Elerick, the guy who fucking always wants more money, is telling me to give away $7,500. All right.
Give it away. You said fucking guess, so I'm guessing.
I'm not giving away $7,500. Holy shit. That's now I've got pressure. I got to talk to Carly when I get home.
I've created anxiety
Yeah,
in
it's
you.
like a discussion.
Great Wolf Lodge. I might be able to do it back-to-back days. Everybody was well behaved. Nothing horrible happened. I always worry, especially when you've got old people traveling from the East Coast, and now they're like, back home it's 2 a.m, and now they're dancing and drinking, and the dance floor was on a slight incline. I was like, oh, this is a disaster. Now, had anything happened, today's guest can make it from Long Beach to Malibu in under 10 minutes to save the day. Enjoy. Tosh Show. If you ever meet today's guest in real life, you or someone you love are in bad shape. Please welcome flight paramedic Phil.
Thanks for having me, Daniel.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for all that you do.
Of course.
Where were you born?
I was born in Oxnard, California.
Oxnard.
Mm-hmm. You're familiar?
Oh, man. How's your Spanish?
Un poquito.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Funny, growing up, Oxnard had this tourist initiative called Oxnard. Only one traffic signal separates us from Malibu. And it didn't work,
Only one traffic signal
Yeah.
separates you from Malibu.
Right.
I didn't know that. Oxnard's like a little slice of gross Florida, just right above Los Angeles.
Big slice.
It's the strawberry capital of the world.
It is, yeah. They have the Strawberry Festival every year, kind of what it's known for.
You ever been to a Pirates Day in Ventura?
No, I've heard of it, but I've never been there. Have you?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was an accident. One day, I just randomly was like, hey, let's go up to Ventura and get lunch someplace to my wife.
Mm-hmm.
We never go up there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Pirates Day.
Pirates Day.
Everybody was dressed up like pirates. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
No, I would love to see that, but no, I've never seen
I
it.
stumbled upon it randomly. You play guitar. You toured with bands.
Yeah.
And your dad was in a band.
He was, yeah. Growing up in Oxnard, there was a very healthy and kind of supportive DIY punk scene. It's Nardcore, does that ring a bell?
What's that?
Nardcore. It's like Oxnard hardcore made into one word. So
no,
it was.
I don't know that word.
Yeah, many wouldn't, but it was kind of coined in the '80s. Bands like Ill Repute, Stalag 13, and there's just been a punk scene in Oxnard forever. And I kind of got wrapped up in that as a kid.
You toured with the band as a roadie?
Yeah, I did roadie. I played a little bit too as well, but yeah.
Do you feel like you gave up? Did you give up completely on that?
I mean, There was not much to give up. It was just sort of like a fun hobby,
Uh-huh.
you know.
You were a beach lifeguard.
I was, yeah.
Did you do that as a child where you took the lifeguard training classes
Oh,
as
the
kids?
JGs, junior
Yes.
lifeguards. No, I never did that. I was just swimming and playing water polo and stuff at Oxnard High.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, as one does, you kind of get into lifeguarding and swim instructor stuff, and it just sort of like worked out that way. And
Are you
fell on the
still a
map.
strong swimmer?
Strongish? I think so.
Did you watch the Olympics this summer?
I did.
Did you enjoy the water
I
polo?
did.
How
I
did we
did.
do?
We got third, actually.
Otherwise known as bronze.
Yeah, right.
Had you ever save people on the beach?
A couple, yeah.
Riptides?
Yeah, actually, yeah, definitely riptides. Worse is when you go out there and they're not drowning and they're like, "Get the fuck away from me! What are you doing out here?"
Oh.
And you kind of cause a scene. And you got to like backstroke back with your head between your, you know.
Well, I think erring on the side of being cautious is not a
Right.
bad thing.
Right.
The water though, it's so cold,
Freezing.
and you just have to dive in with nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, just your shorts and your buoy. That's it.
Back when you were a lifeguard, every year there will be an article about the fact that lifeguards in Los Angeles beaches make over $150,000
yeah.
a year.
Yeah. I mean, they work for the LA County Fire Department in LA County, unless you're on like a smaller city department. But those guys, yeah, they definitely do well.
They're just grandfathered in, and it just keeps escalating every year. It has to, or that's not base.
No, they have seasonal and like permanent lifeguards. So it's
Uh-huh.
usually the permanent ones who do that. Like the Baywatch guys are all lifeguards, and they're also like the paramedics at Catalina and stuff like that.
Were you a fan of Baywatch as a kid?
Not as much as I probably should have been, but I enjoyed the scenery, you know. Were you?
No, I wasn't. Although I did like that as a surfer, the season that Kelly Slater embarrassed himself,
Yeah, I do remember that.
and that was enjoyable. Tell me how the transition from water polo, lifeguard, roadie led you into being an EMT.
I was working as a lifeguard on this beach in Ventura County called Silver Strand. And if you had your EMT certification, you could ride on this ATV like around the beach.
Uh-huh.
And I was sitting there on the tower and I was like, man, that looks kind of cool. I could do that. And I thought they were like badass. I mean, in all honesty, they're like the lowest level of EMS. But at that time, I was like blown away by how cool they were. So I went to Ventura College, took this EMT class, and yeah, just kind of the rest is history. I loved
How long
it.
did that take?
The EMT class is like a semester. That one's not anything. It's like 2 nights a week. And the paramedic program, which I went to later, is like, it's like an associate's program through the college.
I mean, how long were you an EMT in a van?
The vanbulance, it was like maybe like a year and a half before I got into paramedic school.
Uh-huh.
And then you do like a paramedic internship, and then, yeah, you kind of start working on the ground.
Which one's more dangerous?
Probably the ground, going code 3, the lights and sirens through the city and stuff. I would say that's a little more dangerous.
Where does EMT rank? Are you higher than a nurse, lower than a doctor? Where are you at?
So an EMT would be lower than like a nurse or a doctor, but there's like EMT, paramedic, and then like critical care paramedic, which is what I do. So on the helicopter, we fly, it's like a 3-man or 3-person crew. It's pilot, critical care nurse, and critical care medic. So at our level, the medic and the nurse are kind of all the same. There's really no difference in scope or what we do as far as practice. But yeah, I mean, generally the nurse would definitely be like the higher level of care.
Can you write a prescription?
No.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
How much work can you do on these people?
Kind of a lot. I mean, especially on the helicopter, what we do like a lot of like intubations. We're doing chest tubes. We're doing like ventilator management and stuff like that. So we're doing actually quite a bit.
Are you allowed to request if you want a helicopter versus the van?
I mean, I'm sure you could if you're in like a very remote area. We have like membership programs and stuff like that to get people, but usually it's in remote areas and we get activated by like a fire department or something like that.
Were you ever nervous to fly in a helicopter?
Not really, no.
I've flown in a helicopter one time.
One time?
Well, that's not true. I guess I flew in it twice. I flew it to a destination, then back.
Like Hawaii or something?
No.
No?
I was working in Palm Springs. I was like, we're
Oh,
gonna
okay.
go by helicopter.
Nice. Like one of those casinos out there or something?
Yep. But I'm like, I'm not doing that again. What's one chopper ride cost a patient?
I mean, usually the insurance gets billed. We try not to
Of course.
like $40,000, $50,000.
One ride is $40,000 or $50,000. Holy moly.
I mean, it's an expensive operation if you think about it.
I understand. I wasn't ready for 40 or 50.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready for like 10. It's such a short flight.
It's a very short flight. It's maybe like an hour or so tops. But, you think of the fuel, the aircraft, the pilot, the nurse, the medic.
Well, I know, but if I rent a helicopter to fly to Palm Springs, it didn't cost 50.
How much did it cost?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
15 each way.
Really? Well, that's not bad, actually. Comparatively, I guess.
I'm guessing, though.
Yeah.
I don't really remember. Are you responsible for getting all of the patient's insurance information before they land at the hospital?
No, that's by far the worst part of the job when you're trying to like deal with stuff like that. We just get their ID and we'll get like information from the receiving hospital, but I've worked on the ground for places and we're supposed to get like copies of the insurance card and all that stuff, and it just eats my soul. It's like the worst part. Yeah.
You're sometimes the last person people have spoke to.
Quite often, and they do die with us. Or more worse is when it's like the last person their family speaks to, like while their like family members dying. You know? So we'll kind of go in there and they'll want us to start CPR, but clearly it's been a long time.
Sometimes they don't declare people dead until the hospital. Is that just to make you sleep better at night?
No, that does not make us sleep better at night. Usually because there's just criteria for determination of death.
Okay.
So it'll be like rigor mortis, lividity, asystole, contiguous leads, basically no heart activity.
So you're not allowed to say deceased?
Oh, we do if it has a criteria. But if they don't meet that, we kind of got to like work the code kind of thing. And
Are you squeamish at all?
not really. I don't think so.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you've seen it.
I mean, I've definitely seen it. We've had like nurse ride-alongs and stuff like that who have full-on fainted and stuff with us.
How many dead bodies have you seen?
I don't know, probably a few hundred, a few thousand maybe over the course of the last 20 years.
Do you sleep well? You have any PTSD?
Maybe, but I feel like I sleep okay usually.
You ever talk to somebody? Do they force you to talk to people?
They were really bad about that in the beginning, or at least when I started, but now they do this like critical incident stress debriefing. Like my program has a thing called Siren where they can like, you go out of service and you can talk to somebody if something bad happens, like pediatric full arrest or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But I haven't like initiated using it much at all.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No, I don't.
Who pulls people off of the side of a cliff?
County helicopters, it's like the sheriff's department or the fire department,
Okay.
something like that.
But you're not dropping a basket down?
No, we're landing on the freeway and stuff like that. So there's really two types of like mission profiles, they say, that we do.
Okay.
There's the interfacility, which is taking somebody from like a smaller hospital to like a bigger UCLA or Cedars or something. Or we're doing what we call scene calls, which is where we're like landing on the 15 out in Victorville and flying someone to like a hospital who's like a trauma patient or a peds patient. Because out there in the high desert where I started, there's really no like trauma services. There's no pediatric services. So it's kind of ironically, it's a desert for healthcare. So
what about transferring like organs?
There is like a specialty company that does that. We never do that.
Oh, you guys don't do that.
Yeah.
That always seems fun. Like, hurry before this heart stops working.
We've had pilots who do that. Like, they kind of did that before they got into EMS. They were doing, like, organ procurement transfers or something.
What about how many pilots are in your helicopter?
Just one. We're single pilot.
Can you do anything if he were to stroke out?
They try to, like, train us with certain, like, training modules and stuff what to do, but it's not going to work out if they stroke out or pass out.
So you're done?
Yeah, we're done. I just hope it's quick.
You fly with the same pilot all the time?
So we work 24s on the med crew, but the pilots by FAA can only work 12-hour shifts. So we have like a day pilot and a night pilot.
But is there ever a pilot where you roll your eyes and go, okay, well, I hope to be back?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Like, please delete my history if we go down or something.
What about the small talk? Is there a lot of between the two? Your two professions. Are you guys?
Oh yeah, I mean we all like stay at the same base and we all sort of like live together at work. But there's definitely a lot.
Kind of like firefighters.
Kind of, yeah, similar.
So you're 24 on, 24 off.
24 on. Yeah, then we have like 5 days off. But then there's like overtime opportunities, and they'll like kind of force you into overtime and stuff sometimes.
So you're 2 days a week is your schedule.
Yeah.
And does those 2 days rotate constantly?
Kinda, yeah. It's never like the same 2 days, at least where I work. So it's called like, they call it like a Kelly schedule, but it's just like a rotation.
Do you get excited for like a big Labor Day weekend? Like, oh, it's going to be ticked.
Oh, no. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be busy. But sometimes it's fun. Where I work, we go out to Catalina a lot. That's sort of our like bread and butter.
Oh, that's a neat trip.
Yeah.
I've never been to Catalina.
Never.
Huh. I like that there's a few places just right around here that I've never been.
Yeah.
I've never been to the Channel Islands either. You ever been out there?
I have, yeah.
That's nice?
Yeah, super nice.
I got to do that.
How long have you been here?
Since like the late 90s.
Oh, shit.
How many calls are you getting during your average 24-hour shift?
It depends, really. Like where I'm at now, we do like 2 maybe. And they take a little bit longer when you factor in like fueling, transporting, and charting and stuff. But when I started out in the high desert in Victorville, it's crazy out there. I mean, they don't call it Victimville for no reason.
I didn't know they called it Victimville.
They do. And,
You ever delivered a baby?
I have delivered a baby, yeah. I've delivered quite a few.
Oh, really? It's not that hard, is it?
Actually, it's not, Just guard the perineum. And it's usually by the time we get there and they call 911, it's kind of halfway happening anyway. And we just have an OB kit and we just kind of assist the mom, really.
Oh man.
Hmm.
Anybody ever name their kid after you?
No, I tried to make that joke multiple times, and they're not
interested?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Phil. It's
Right?
a good name.
Thank you.
What about bad weather? Do you guys just like, hey, we can't go?
Kinda. Yeah. I mean, if it's all, we do monitor weather a lot. So there'll be like ceilings and weather forecasts and stuff we're looking at all day. So there's two different types of flying. There's VFR and there's IFR.
Uh-huh.
At my base, we fly IFR, which means instrument flight rules, and you can kind of fly in the clouds and kind of use air traffic control to like vector you around. But if you're a VFR, visual flight rules, you're not gonna. I mean, you just use
And
minimums.
VFR, they don't have to even check in with.
No, yeah, correct. The squawk is 1200. It's a VFR. I mean, here in Southern California, it's such a busy airspace. You kind of want to check in and talk, and there's like Class Bravo and different airspaces and all that stuff. But,
But
you don't have to.
They don't have to. You can just fly around wherever you want.
Yep.
Now, do you put your lights on your helicopter? Do other planes have to get out of the way? How's that work?
No, but there is like a medevac status with the air traffic control. So if we're like waiting to go somewhere, if we say we're medevac, then they'll just kind of give us the priority.
And you guys do that sometimes just because you're impatient?
Absolutely.
What's the most random place your pilot's ever had to put that bird down?
Definitely like in an intersection in like Los Alamitos outside the hospital, maybe just like on like a mountain road up by Rim of the World up there in San Bernardino, something like that.
Do you guys call it a bird?
Sometimes a lot of the old like military pilots will drop that one for sure. Yeah.
Do you like the military guys more? Do you feel safer with them?
Yes and no, I guess. They're all pretty safe, but like that's just the main, I would say 80% of our pilots are like ex-Army or Marine Corps.
Do they hot dog ever?
What do you mean?
You know, take cool turns?
No, everything's so tracked on like flight radar and stuff. They're like very like conscious.
What about that thing when you take off and you nose down and you just go like this, like just a few feet off the ground?
Yeah, that's for getting like ground effect. Yeah, we do that sometimes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's by far the best one. Yeah.
Did you watch Airwolf as a kid?
I did watch Airwolf as a kid. Yeah, that's a Bell 222 helicopter.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna sound super autistic right now, but like I love that one.
I mean, no, you know what he means.
Yeah.
Just on the spectrum slightly. What was Airwolf pretty accurate overall?
I mean, at the time I thought it was when I was a kid. But
I loved that plane.
Yeah, I gotta revisit that. The bird, yeah.
Airwolf. What was it? Just like it had a turbo button? Was that the big thing?
The button that would like shoot the missiles or something like that. Oh, it did have a turbo button too. You're right.
Like it could fly just as fast as a jet or something like that. That was Did you watch Airwolf and Street Hawk?
I didn't watch Street Hawk. I don't know what that is.
Street Hawk was the motorcycle.
Oh,
much
shit.
like Knight Rider, but Street Hawk, he had a button on his motorcycle where he could go up in the air and like had these jets that would like lift it and turn it around. It couldn't fly, but it could like levitate for a bit. Anyway, I don't want to bring up Kobe Bryant, but what if you get a call? The flight conditions are total shit. But does the person just die wherever they are? Like, yeah, we can't get there.
No, we'll kind of like land somewhere safe and practical. Like where Kobe was, he was in Calabasas right over here. So they could have like landed. I mean, I'm not armchair quarterbacking, but you
No. That was I'm saying a crash that nobody's, there's nothing to do.
Totally.
They always say, the problem with a lot of these like celebrity people or that are flying these things, the biggest problem is their get-there-itis.
Totally.
Where they just like force them to go.
Right.
Which is a weird thing that I should never be able to force a pilot to do something. But anyway.
It's like implied pressure, right? They have to get there. They're going to piss off the customer, piss off the client. Definitely the aeromedical community and aeromedical side is very like cautious about that. They harp on that stuff very well. And like, you know, we're very like safe and standards and VFR minimums are always like.
And you guys can fly in fog, though? You can successfully fly in fog?
We can. I mean, not fog to the ground usually because we need like minimums to like lift from the ground and to get like vectored around. But we fly in like
I have no idea how
conditions.
helicopters work. Pretty soon we won't need the pilots or the helicopters. We just need you and a drone.
Right? It's going to be like the Waymo system or something. I think they are really working on that.
I know. I think that would be exciting.
Yeah.
Then we just start typing in coordinates and you get there.
Right?
Oh. You ever hung from the landing skids?
No, it's been a dream of mine, but I've never done it.
That would be good. I once saw The Rock do it. Man, it looked incredible. I think he only had one arm in this movie too. Is that true, or do you have one leg?
Arm?
Maybe he had one leg.
Are we talking San Andreas? Is that what we're talking? That movie?
No, I don't know if it was that movie, but it was a garbage movie like that.
Skyscraper.
Skyscraper. As a pedestrian, you ever save someone?
Never once.
You never jump into action?
I don't have like a jump bag and like gloves and all this stuff. If somebody was like actively choking or dying, sure. But if I see someone fall and there's really nothing I can do, I'm probably not going to do it. I mean, I'll get in there and help, maybe get some information for like the paramedics when they do get there. Like a name.
But
or
it's never
anything like
happened.
that.
You've never been first on the scene at a car accident?
Never.
I have.
Really?
I jumped on top of a tipped van and was like trying to pull a guy out because I thought the van was going to explode. Then when the fire department came, they said that they don't explode. Cars don't explode. That's like in movies. He goes, just leave them in there. We'll get them. I was like, I was trying to rip them out.
That's a good move, though. That's a good karma move, though.
Yeah. You know who else I saw that during that accident? As a matter of fact, what's his name? I don't know actors' names. From Entourage, Drama.
Oh, Johnny Drama.
I saw
Is
Johnny.
that Kevin Dillon? Is that?
Yeah,
what
he
it
was
is?
watching
Yeah.
me. He was watching me in action. I'm just like trying to get people. This van just ran a red light, T-boned a small car, flipped. It was just chaos. I was like, oh, boy.
Did you have the family with you and everything? You're like, I'll be right back.
I did. I just pulled out the car and I just ran. I was like, I gotta help. I gotta help people. Oh, it was my instinct. Turns out I was probably just doing so much more damage to this guy. Whatever. That guy was a drunk.
We call that job security.
What's the one thing people do wrong constantly that you're like, because of what you've seen, you're like, I'll never do this?
I don't know. Maybe like motorcycles with no helmets. Maybe just motorcycle. I mean, I did go through a motorcycle phase. I'll admit that. But
You did?
yeah. it was
My
briefly.
mother was a nurse for 60 years.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
60?
60.
Jesus.
She's old.
Yeah. My mom was too in Ventura.
She was a nurse?
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing my mom ever, one of the ground rules was like don't do heroin, but also don't ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
She's like, just don't do it. She goes, I just see it all the time.
Yeah.
Now, it's weird because in Florida, where I grew up, you don't have to wear a helmet.
Still to this day?
Yeah. They don't, they said that they've proven that you don't need helmets, but they think we're crazy here in California because in California, you're allowed to split traffic.
Right.
I don't think any other place allows that. But now, do you know the reason that we're allowed to split traffic?
I don't.
They say that it's safer for motorcycles to split traffic because people always kind of like pay attention to the car in front and end up rear-ending motorcycles too much.
I mean, we don't get a lot of splitting related accidents or injuries that I've seen, at least personally.
The problem with splitting is you're only technically allowed to go 10 miles an hour faster than the flow of traffic. And sometimes traffic is at a dead stop.
Right.
And people are splitting at
Right.
80 miles an hour.
Right. I thought you could only do it when it was dead stopped. I didn't know you could like pass cars in the.
What are you talking about? If you had a motorcycle, you didn't know this?
No.
You said, well, have you never seen it?
No. Usually, I mean, I've seen it on the 101 when you're just stopped and there's cars like buzzing right
they
by
split
you.
like crazy. Pete's got a
man.
motorcycle. He doesn't drive it, but he has one. Thinks he's cool.
He is.
I had a Vespa. I had a P2, and I'd split traffic on that.
Do you need a motorcycle license for a Vespa like that?
Yep.
You do?
I didn't get one. I rolled the dice.
Florida.
No, I did it here. I drove
Oh,
it here.
really?
Yeah. I used to, because I would take it to short-term parking at LAX.
Oh, shit.
And you
okay.
could free park.
Really?
Yeah. Motorcycles
Oh,
are
shit.
free.
Then you got to bring all your shit with you.
No, I know. It's awful.
Yeah.
I just had something a little over the shoulder. It was bad. This is me as a young person, though. You ever thought about being a set medic on like film and television?
I know a lot of guys who do that, actually. I haven't thought about it. I don't
It's
think I'm-
decent money.
That's what I've heard.
You have $500 a day to sit at craft service and just like hit on everybody.
I see their Instagram stories all the time, posting pictures of steaks and yeah, exactly.
They pass out Advil and like they have to sit you down before they give you 2 Advil and like tell you, okay,
Oh my
here's
God.
2 Advil.
What a racket. I mean, I'm pro union and all, but what a racket.
Yeah, sure, you're pro-union and all. Let's get into some serious stuff.
Let's do it.
You have 4 cats.
Oh shit, yes.
That's so many cats. 1 cat is a lot.
One cat is a
4
lot.
cats.
Yeah, it's a blended family, Daniel. Like I adopted 2, and then I moved in with my girlfriend, and she had 2 cats, and
Are you worried what JD Vance thinks of you?
yes. Oh, my girlfriend. Oh man,
She doesn't love him?
does not love him.
Why?
She is a childless cat lady.
How long you been dating her?
A little over a year now.
Are you guys taking it to the next level?
We are, yeah.
And getting more cats?
No, she put her foot down at 4. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess I did too. I don't know why I said it like that, but
But you implied that are you getting engaged?
yeah, we did get engaged.
You got engaged? Congratulations.
Thank you.
When's the big date?
We don't know yet. Haven't gotten that far yet.
That's nice. Not really taking it very seriously. I see. You ever been married before?
I have, yeah.
Oh, how long did that last?
Like not even 2 years. I mean, I give it the old junior college try, I guess.
That's good. How did you meet your fiance? Was she trapped on the side of a mountain with a broken leg?
That would have been a much better story, but it was just on the internet.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a meet cute.
What's that?
A meet cute?
Meet cute. Oh, like when you meet someone.
Yeah, it's just
okay.
it's like the beginning of every Hallmark movie. I don't know if you ever watch Hallmark Christmas movies or something like that. They do meet cutes. Like, they bump into somebody while they're buying their Christmas tree.
Like I met him at Erewhon or something. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a great place. You go to Erewhon?
Sometimes. There's one in
you're
Studio
spending.
City. Yeah.
You're spending. That's expensive. Hey, your cats eat that kind of food?
No, they get like chewy online stuff. I don't know.
We almost had a dog sponsor on this show.
Really?
I was excited about it, but then they told me like my dogs had to eat it, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. My dogs aren't eating that shit.
Do you do like how do I say the brand? Do you do like Farmer's Dog, like the bougie
I do
stuff?
just food for dogs.
I don't know.
And I've plugged them multiple times. They've not yet
Really?
ever sent me even a single bag. They charge me $500 every 2 months or something. I don't know what it is. You excited about this upcoming election?
You know, I am now. I wasn't initially when Joe was around, but I'm liking this waltz.
Joe's still around, okay?
Have you seen him? I haven't seen him.
Oh, Joe's doing great. He just vacationed up in Santa Ynez.
Yeah, I heard they were like looking because we had like a TFR, temporary flight restriction, all up there above Santa Barbara, so we couldn't really fly up there because he was there like home shopping or something.
Oh, is that where Joe's going to end his days?
Shumash Casino.
Oh, I love it. Don't you knock it. I just played there.
Really?
Yeah, it was last week.
That's where we used to go when we were kids because you could go gamble there when you're 18. Oh my God. It's awesome.
Shumash,
I've never won
they're
anything
great.
there.
Oh, they're great folks. You like to gamble?
I do.
I don't know if I want my EMT to be like big in the hole.
Right. Just going through your stuff. Like there's his wallet.
What's your game of choice?
College football.
What's your team?
Usually I just wanted to see the SEC lose. That was like the main goal. I did when the Pac-12 was doing their thing, I was kind of into that as well.
I literally texted someone yesterday, fuck the SEC.
Oh, they did horrible this weekend
know.
too. I just want to see Paul Finnenbaum like making excuses. You know who I'm big on this year? I'm gonna call it. I'm big on the U. I like that. I mean, they destroyed Florida.
Just at the Swamp.
Yeah, that was great.
I know. I told my father-in-law, who made me a bet that Florida would finish over 500. I said, go ahead and send me that $100 now.
Absolutely.
And UCF plays them in the Swamp October 5th.
That's a Big 12 school now, though. I think
I know.
Be ready. Is there still going to be a UCF UConn rivalry? Remember that one?
No.
Oh yeah, they had like a made-up rivalry called the Civil Conflict or something.
That is stupid. That is the dumbest thing. How do you know so much about UCF?
I don't know that much about it. I just listen to stupid sports podcasts.
Sure.
Do you consider that undefeated UCF season a national championship?
No.
Are you one of those guys? Okay.
No, of course not. But do I have a national championship shirt? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. Because it's anything to antagonize Alabama.
Yeah,
sure.
right. Exactly.
Are you watching TV up there?
Yeah. Not up in the helicopter.
Could you? Oh, no. I'm just saying, if a good game's going on,
Yeah,
why
right?
aren't you?
I'll be refreshing.
You're not
sports,
just flying around ever.
No, I mean, sometimes we'll do like training flights and stuff for the pilots, but we're not usually just flying around.
You ever bring your fiance on a flight?
Never. She's been to the base and stuff and hung out with her whole family. But
Can I do a ride along with you?
Absolutely, you could. Yeah.
Where I can fly and everything?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't get in people's way. How much room is there?
Not a lot, but there's enough for one more. I mean, we have a bigger helicopter at my base. It's a twin engine Bell 429, so we can.
Is there a bathroom on that helicopter?
No.
What would you ever had like a little stomach issue where you're like, I need to.
all the time. Not all the. Well, I need to take that back. Not all the time, but I've definitely.
It's happened?
Yeah, because especially when you're going up to altitude kind of quick, the gas expand. Like.
What do you do?
You just white knuckle it, I guess. Just write it out.
You've never hung out.
Never. No. That would be the end of my career if I did that. They would hear about that.
Who would hear about it?
We'd hit bases from Alaska to Lee County, Florida. They would hear about it. It'd be everywhere.
Man. I see. That's why certain professions are off limits to me.
Yeah.
Because of my stomach. Oh,
You got a bad stomach?
a horrible stomach.
Really?
Yeah. I've never been really diagnosed, but I just have, years and years, decades and decades of every year knowing that I'm going to shit myself at least once or twice.
So you do that annually? You shit yourself, would you say? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Long since the days where it's actually in my pants. Now it's like if I have to, I'm like running in the woods and, I'm on the PCH climbing down a rock cliff and like hiding in a cove. That's my world.
I thought you were just going to say like backstage at the Ha Ha Factory or something like that.
I'm not. First of all, I'm above the Ha Ha Factory. I'm over at the Chumash Casino. And they've got a
How dare you,
beautiful green room, bathroom. You ever find random things inside of humans?
Yes, absolutely. I found multiple random things inside of one human.
And one person?
Yeah, he had like an Awalo thermos.
Where was it?
In his ass.
Ah.
Yeah, with an avocado.
He had a...
And...
Hold on. He had a thermos
Yes.
up his butt
Yep.
and an avocado.
Correct.
Which was first?
The thermos.
The thermos was first, and he chased it with an avocado?
Yeah. And then there was a Swiffer stick. He was trying to pry it out. It was just like
Wait, so he was
hinting.
trying to get around it?
He was, yeah, just to like pry it out. And
But a Swiffer stick is at least, that's not like, you know what he needed? I've got one of those long metal shoe horns.
oh, yeah, that would have been probably a little more practical.
That probably could have done it. Wait, hold on. How did you know this was in his butt?
Well, he called 911 in the middle of the night and he was like, my stomach hurts. And I was like, okay. And he's like, have you ever heard of people putting things inside their ass? And I was like, I mean, I guess.
Okay.
You know? But and then, yeah, he fessed up. I was like, what's in there? And he's like, just told me, yeah.
Okay, so you didn't actually have to get it out.
No, I just gave him some pain medicine and took him to the emergency room. And it was,
And what do they do?
I think he had to have like some sort of like surgery and dilate his.
Does your butthole dilate?
I mean, he got it in there. So
Yeah. That's amazing what people can get in their butts. That's just amazing. You use wet wipes?
sometimes, yeah.
Mhm.
Is that a sponsor of the show?
No.
Oh, okay.
But why isn't it?
Yeah.
Cottonelle. Let's go. Anyway, sorry. So that guy had, that's the only person with things inside of him?
Yeah, I would say so.
Why did he need a helicopter ride?
Oh, he didn't. This was when I was working on the ground ambulance. Yeah, this was just a regular
and
911
do
call.
you say ground ambulance?
Yeah,
That seems stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it is when you're flying. It is stupid, but I think when you start flying, that's what you say. Like, oh, they went by ground. Like it's like a way to differentiate.
Because I once knew this guy that played frisbee golf way too seriously, and he one time in conversation told me, ball golf is, and I said, hold on.
Hold on.
You don't get to say ball golf, asshole. They're just golf. When you were a roadie, you were a roadie for a band or punk band. I always mocked bands, and you'll appreciate this, because when you guys are on the struggle, it's still you're hanging out with your buddies, even if you hate them. You're with a group, so it's like that's not that hard. Being alone in a Honda Civic driving around the country, that's the depressing one.
Is it you just in like a tour manager, or is it
No,
just
there's no
you?
tour manager.
Yeah.
You're making $200 a week.
Oh
No
shit!
tour
Yeah, there's
manager.
definitely no tour
No, you're
manager.
you're sitting in your Honda Civic. You're edging all day while you're driving just to stay awake. But then the flip side of that is my $200 a week, I at least got to keep it. You guys are
Yeah.
spreading it 5 ways.
Right.
That's awful. And there's just so much extra stuff. You guys have so much junk.
Yeah,
just need
especially
a
at like the lower level we were doing it at. You're in a van. There's guitars, drums. You're trying to sell T-shirts no one's buying. There's CDs, records.
You still have any of your old T-shirts?
Oh yeah, I definitely sell some.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What size shoe are you?
11 and a half.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Oh, okay. Why?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I give everybody that's on my show, I give them a gift. And it's just stuff from my house that I'm getting rid of.
Okay.
Okay. I got a lot of 12s
Ooh. Okay.
shoes that I got to get rid of because wardrobe,
Right.
you're on shows, they give you stuff, but I don't wear them.
Right.
You can only wear so many shoes. I don't even have shoes on currently. I got my Bombas on. Anyway, bring me out my bin of shoes.
Oh shit.
Let's see if there's anything in here that you're interested in. I mean, you can like just so you can tell. I guess that looks like it's been worn, but not often.
Barely though.
Whoa, yeah, sure, tons of them.
Oh, this is definitely above my pay grade.
Yeah, those are Golden Goose. I'm told they're not as cool anymore. What do you need?
Yeah. What do I need? Now you got me
Do you
in my
need
own
any
head.
shoes?
Yes. I
Okay.
always need shoes.
I mean, they're just.
Oh, those are good. I like those.
Do you for real? You
yeah,
like them
yeah,
or
I do
no?
like those.
Don't stop.
I'm not stopping. I saw those running shoes in there. I might.
You like a pair of running shoes?
I do like a pair of running shoes.
You should
I
just
love
take
it.
them all.
Right, I'm gonna show up home with a bin of. Oh, you got dress shoes in there? I'll take them.
Do you wear sweaters?
I do wear sweaters.
Bring me that other bin.
Oh, now we're talking.
Let's see. Oh, this. By the way, you can tell that's been dry cleaned because I hear
Yeah.
the paper in there.
That is.
That's got a hood. I don't know if you want that. Go ahead. You're a cat person, so sweaters are great.
They are great. They're gonna love. Oh, I like this. Okay,
Whatever. You take them all. Whatever. You better do it now because if you don't.
that's a deep V. I don't know if I can do that anymore.
Yeah. You know, a deep. Oh, man. I used to love it. Deep.
So did I. I can't imagine doing that now anymore.
What about, look at this one. You like that one? Is that
Oh,
too?
no. It's good. I like it. I
That's
like
John
it.
Varvatos.
Oh man.
What about- is that too hideous for you? That's a cardigan, I think.
No, I like it.
It is a cardigan.
Ooh, it's got French on it. You know it's good.
It's got French on it?
Yes, I mean, I think, right? Is that?
Uh-huh. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I was like, please tell me that's French.
Okay, good shot.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Anytime I get rid of stuff, I get excited. Do you ever write things down in a journal?
No, I don't.
Well, because I had one more thing, but you don't. It's one of my joke journals, but I don't like it, and I've only written one joke in it.
Can I hear the joke?
Well, I just write ideas of a joke
Okay.
in here, so it's not really. It's just my wife has made me a better person. The problem is I've made her a worse person that I find extremely annoying, and I'm not in love with. That's all I've got. That's all I've got in this notebook so far. So I was like, this notebook's no good. So I get rid of it. It's too, whatever. You're not a notebook guy. I'll save it for somebody else. Oh, you know what gift I should give him? I interviewed this doctor
Okay.
and I gave him a gift and he took it. But then he's like, when we cut the interview, he's like, oh, I don't want that.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, jerk. Give me that massage gun.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're talking. I will not leave that behind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know. This thing should work, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's, yeah.
It's got a bunch of attachments. Get the attachments.
Give me the attachment.
Look Oh, go ahead. Put that on you. Feel that.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
God, I'm coming out here with a haul.
Get this off my desk.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Has anybody that you've saved ever reached back out to you?
You know, not me personally, but that does happen. Usually it's for like kind of a photo op, newsy kind of thing. But
Oh.
it does happen, but no, not like organically.
Like you would probably, I don't know how it would be possible, but if somebody were to like do a deep dive into everyone and do a where are they now, that would be very
That would be,
interesting
yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring them on out.
Yeah.
How long are you going to do this?
I don't know. I got no plans to change right now. I guess as long as I can, you know.
Well, we appreciate it, and I hope I never have you land near me. Although if you do land near me, it's probably because I'm being a good Samaritan
Right.
and just trying to help people.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Phil.
Cool.
Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, of course.
Tosh Show. I want to thank Phil for being on the show. Isn't that crazy? The guy just wanted to ride a four-wheeler, ends up changing his life. That's what I took from that interview. See somebody on a four-wheeler and goes, that looks cool. I guess I'll be an EMT. Fly around in helicopters. All right. It's time for Tosh's Teasers, brought to you by DraftKings. My Tosh's teaser this week is going to be from the WNBA. I'm taking the last place bottom dwellers, the Dallas Wings, to upset the first place New York Liberty. The game that I'm putting my money on is on September 12th, not the game that they're playing tonight, September 10th in Dallas. Even a bad team, you don't beat them back-to-back. And a New York team on September 12th, they're going to be emotionally drained. Seems like a slam dunk. All right. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TOSH. That's code TOSH for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Offer ends $9.19. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right. What else we got tonight? BoysWearPink.com, EddieGossling.com. See his stand-up dates. Check out my tour. Come see me in Vegas, New Orleans, or Hawaii, or Portland, or Reno. Who knows where I'm going to be? Well, before we leave, I want to give back to the community in our new segment, Free Plug. This is for St. David's Episcopal Church in Ashburn, Virginia. They're looking for a new organist to play their 10 a.m. Sunday service. They do a blended style service, so you'll need to be able to play everything from your standard gospel hymns, folk, and contemporary worship music. It's also not a solo act, okay? You'll be joined by a choir, guitar, bass, drums, harmonica, and piano. And our Lord and Savior, Jesus, he'll be joining you. Anyway, if you know how to play a church organ, give St. David's Episcopal Church in Ashburn, Virginia a call. Tell them your friends over at the Tosh Show sent you. This is a paid position. Is a harmonica position paid? And are they paid the same? Because I find that ridiculous. It's probably why the organ player walked. Like, I can't deal with this bullshit. I know how to play an organ. This guy's over here humming. See you next week.